Line now?
Yeah, it looks like we're all complete.
The peeps?
So I think we're just figuring out the technology here. One moment.
Okay.
So it might be even better for Dr. Woody to be pinned and so that the interpreter could be right beside Dr. Woody, because our team talked about it, what would work best for us, and it looks like if the person is pinned, they're on the first square. So we want Dr. Woody there, and then right beside Dr. Woody should be the interpreter. So it's easier to uh, look at without having that ping pong effect. But now we're working on it, and it seems like, okay, so I'm pinned, and then Dr. Woody is second. So, but it has to also depend on people's devices if they are able to see gallery view. Sorry, they're just figuring out what's the best visual setup in terms of the screen placement. Okay, I think we got it. Dr. Woody, go ahead.
Okay. So shall we move the interpreter up, or have you got it the way you want it now? Okay. So if you could, yeah, that's it. I was going to say, if I can stay in second place, that may be good. And then the person asking questions or the interpreter will be in box 1, like we have it now. And then box 1 will change every time a speaker changes. Whoops.
Yeah, Yami's saying now Dr. Woody's on the last box. What's happening?
I don't know. I changed, Jasmine is in number 2 on my screen. Interpreter in 1, Jasmine in 2, top row.
Marvin has his hand up.
Yes, Marvin?
So Christian, Shaq, and Jasmine. I'm wondering if you guys can just leave the controls to me in terms of hosting, because I think that's what's happening is everyone's playing with the host. So I've already put it as Dr. Woody as second, Ember as first screen. And I think what's happening is other people, Jasmine and Shaka Christian, they're like tampering with the what I've set up. Because I think it matters who's doing the hosting, because they're controlling the actual look of where everyone is on the screen. So if you just leave it to me, I'll make sure that everybody is where they need to be.
Christian has his hand up.
So you're correct, Marvin. Uh, but then we also have to take into account the voice interpreter where they're going to be placed. If they can just be anywhere, then because what happens is whoever's highlighted jumps in front of the queue. Marvin saying, well, you can manage the view, or depending on what, if it's a gallery view or not. I don't think it's the view that's the problem. It's when we pin, all of a sudden it just changes the whole format. And Marvin saying, I think we can make it so that everybody stays in one place. We just have to figure it out. Do you understand? Well, okay, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I'll try to figure it out. Christian saying. Okay, I guess we can start. Ember, go ahead, or Dr. Woody, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to, first of all, apologize. I was feeling very sick yesterday. I had bad sinus headache, so I wasn't able to teach. Now, sometimes that happens with me when it hasn't rained for a long time, and then all of a sudden it rains, and then the pressure drops. So anyway, I don't know if the rainy season has started early here in Vietnam. Usually doesn't start until April, or if it just was a freak rain, because it hasn't rained for a long time. And yesterday it started to rain very hard. Okay, so because we missed yesterday, I suggest that maybe you want to postpone the test from Thursday until next week on Tuesday, because we haven't had time to really review everything. We'll probably finish reviewing today, but you won't have time to study the review much before tomorrow. So
are you saying Tuesday? Tuesday, sir? Tuesday?
say again, Ray said
Tuesday, sir? Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah, or Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday next week. It doesn't matter, but Tuesday would be good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Nodding of
we
the
all
heads.
agree the test will be Tuesday next week?
Looks like we are all in agreement. Thumbs up.
Okay, so can we get Christian back on for a couple of minutes? Christian?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Did you receive the midterm test from me?
Yes, I'm just reformatting it right now.
That's no problem. We're going to have the midterm not tomorrow, but next week on Tuesday. So you have plenty of time to finish.
Great,
Okay,
sir.
thank you very much then. Okay.
Thank you.
Just write this down. Okay. So let's review lesson 6. So one of the things, let me pull up the lesson 6 file. little slow, sorry. Actually, before I do that, I think I'm going to pull up the review questions. Okay. All right, so hold on a second here. Zoom. Okay. All right, here are the review questions. And I'm going to talk about the few of the questions first, and then we'll go back and look at some of the sentences in lesson 6. Okay, now you need to make sure you know what a topic is and what a location is and what a complement is. Okay, so the general questions will be, the first question would be something like, topics in FSL normally occur A, before the verb, B, after the verb, C, at the beginning of sentences, and D, at the end of sentences. And you need to try to pick the best answer. So where do topics normally occur?
A, Jasmine saying. A, before the verb. No one else
Okay,
is
so for
answering.
example, if I sign me, his children, topic, first. Is that the correct order? Where does his children go? The topic, that's the topic. Where does his children go?
In the beginning, Jasmine saying.
Beginning of what?
Ray saying compliment. Rance has his hand up. Not sure who to voice for.
So end the sentence. I am the first of his children. So which occurs first in the sentence?
His children. His children.
His children, right. Is that a topic? Is that a topic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, where does it occur? A, before the verb, B, after the verb, C, at the beginning of the sentence, D, at the end of the sentence.
I see C's. C's.
C is correct. A is not correct. It does occur before the verb, but not directly. The best explanation is at the beginning of sentences. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, the second question, you won't have a sentence with this either. Locations in FSL normally occur A, before the verb, B, after the verb, C at the beginning of sentences, D at the end of sentences. Now, what's your example with location in lesson 6? It's who do you love most in your family? In English, that's the English translation. So how do you assign that?
I see hands. B.
Okay, suppose I ask, who loves you most in your family?
So you love most family who?
Yeah, so family occurred where? At the end of the sentence?
Because who was the last sign? Family was the
Right.
second of the last sign. It was after the
So it's,
verb though.
yeah, it's not C and it's not D. It's after the verb, B.
B.
B, yes. So this is the way you answer the sentence. You try to eliminate, you try to sign the sentence and eliminate what it's not. Okay, so again, the correct answer for the first question about topics is C at the beginning of sentences. Second question about location is B after the verb. Okay, okay, all right.
So the answer is B for number
Yes,
2.
for number 2, yes. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No problem. So the first question, okay,
Shaq has his hand up.
yes,
So we understand. I just want to make sure that everybody understands this and no one's left behind. Ray, Kyla, do you get it? Because a lot of us are very engaged, and I just noticed the two of you are just answering. But if you're not understanding what's happening, please be honest and just raise your hand. It's okay to not know this stuff because we don't mind re-explaining it to you again. So, Kyla, Ray, uh, we we wouldn't mind explaining it again one more time if you need support. So I'm just asking Kyla or Ray if they need that. But yes, the answer is B. But you know why? And Kyla's just reiterating the sentence. It's after the verb. That's the answer. Okay. All right. If you don't want to participate, that's fine.
okay. All right, so this is the time, as Jacques says, to ask questions to make sure you understand. Okay. All right. Now, um, the third question, you'll see a sentence and you'll ask if the sentence functions as a subject, a predicate, an object, or none of the above. Okay. Now, in the sentences, you've done pretty well on the subject, predicate, and object.
Marvin has his hand up.
Yes, Marvin?
I'm a little bit confused. Would it be okay to have an example though?
Sure, take any example you want from lesson 6. You take the example.
Can we put numbers also on the question so we can
Sure, you can do that.
document it?
You can do that yourself. I don't need to do that. Now, they're not going to be in the same order. Okay, Chuck.
Okay. Yes, Marvin. Everything pertains to all the lessons. So if you're confused, we just have to basically take a lesson or take a sentence out of one of the lessons. I mean, it's easy to put a number on these questions, that's fine. But if you're not understanding on the process, then we just have to take it out of one of our lessons. Because it's not going to be the same order when I'm assuming for the test, it's not going to be, it's going to be a different way of asking. So I just wanted to support you on that, Marvin. If you need any help, I don't mind helping you with that.
Yes. Thank you, Chuck. Now, as Chuck said, you can, and as I said, you can pick your own sentence, but you should choose out of lesson 6. All the questions will be related to lesson 6, lesson 6. So if you know the answer to all the questions in lesson 6, all the sentences, then you should be able to get 100 on the exam. You have the answers in lesson 6. So choose a, Shock, why don't you choose or Marvin, you choose the sentence in lesson 6, and then we'll analyze it. Yeah, Shock?
So basically, we take a sentence from lesson six, anyone, and we use that as an example to apply to what's being asked, right? So we're, for some reason, like we're in the habit of, okay, answer number 4 is B, but there's no process behind it. So what we're trying to do is kind of make sure that we understand the concept as opposed to knowing the answer, right? Because I see that there are people that are confused. They're not just speaking up.
So who's going to choose the example sentence from lesson 6?
Dr. Woody, sorry, I missed that. What was that again, Dr. Woody?
So who is going to choose? We're going to analyze one sentence. You're going to pick the sentence from lesson 6, and we'll ask you questions about that. So who wants to pick the example from lesson 6? So Jacques, do you want to pull up lesson 6? Or I can pull it up? Yeah. Mhm. Yes.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on one moment. I'm just opening my file folder.
Okay. So, you want to pick the first sentence?
Yeah, go ahead. So, is this the sentence?
Sorry, I can't hear the interpreter.
Is this the sentence Renz is asking? This is the one on the screen we see right now?
Well, I'm not going to tell you which sentences I'm going to ask you tomorrow. I'm asking you which one do you want to pick to analyze?
The one about call. Jasmine saying the sentence about call.
Yami? Yami?
Here, sir. Number 7, example 7. I'd like to take a look at
Okay.
7B.
Okay, Jasmine, are you okay to look with 7B first, and then we go back to the call sentence? Okay. All right. So 7B says, two of us.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Is the first sign function as a subject, predicate, object, or none of the above?
A.
Yes.
A.
Does sign 3 function as a subject, a predicate, an object, or none of the above? Sign 3, it's right there.
Yeah, I'm saying both. Well, Nathan saying A. Jasmine saying C. Yami saying C, object.
C, object, okay. Where is the predicate in the sentence? Sign 1, sign 2, or sign 3?
They're saying second sign.
Right, okay. So, does sign 2 and sign 3, is that a phrase or not? Or are they just completely separate signs? Do they go together?
Separate.
So children does not relate to 2? And 2 does not relate to children?
They're saying still separate, but not to saying connected, but separate.
Well, I know they're separate, so are they a phrase or not?
Not.
So children and 2 don't have any connection. Okay, ask me the question, how many children do you have? Did somebody ask me?
Here's Peebs. You children, how many? You children, how many?
Is that a noun phrase? Oh, yes. Think about your analysis. Children and 2 go together as a phrase. It's the object phrase.
Red saying yes, I understand now.
Okay. All right. How many meanings does sign number 2 have? How many morphemes?
I see one. Not
What's
saying 2. Ray is saying 2. Yasmin or Yami saying 2. So there's 2. It's the NMS.
if
Kyla saying with.
well, is it yes? It doesn't matter if it's a non-manual. Is it a morpheme or not? Does it have meaning?
Peeves is saying yes. Yami saying yes. Renz is saying no. Kyla saying yes, it has.
Renz is saying no, it has no meaning.
Yes. Renz is saying no.
So why use that sign if it doesn't have meaning?
Renz here. I just wanted to, so child has meaning, yes, but one touching it to the shoulder does not have meaning, but if you put those two together, it has one meaning. That's what I
Yes.
think.
Yes, that's correct. But it does have meaning. Don't say it doesn't have meaning.
Okay, sir, yes.
All right. So how many morphemes, how many meanings in the sign, in the sentence as it is produced? One or two?
Renz says one, looks like the majority is one. One.
What is that sign?
Child.
Oh, look at the sign and the sentence.
Oh, have.
Oh, yes.
So two.
Yes, it has two morphemes. It has have children. So it's two morphemes.
Yami, Kyla has their hand up.
Yes.
So we'll go for Kyla first.
Hmm.
Child, have, together. So, but child by itself is one morpheme, but since have is included, then it becomes two.
Exactly. Exactly.
So child by itself is one, but then with the morpheme have, it's two, just to clarify.
Yes, and you have to analyze the sentence that you're given. And this sentence has the morpheme have in it. You can see it. And you can see in your analysis, you say object plus predicate. That's two morphemes. So
Yes,
if
sir,
you
I understand.
if you study the analysis in the book, then you will say, why does that have two morphemes? Well, it's because it has have and it has children, and it has an object, children, and it has a verb, a predicate, have. And even though it's non-manual, it has meaning. And that's how we defined a morpheme. Okay, now look at the first sign. How many morphemes does that have?
Two.
Two. Yes, what are they? Basically. What are the meanings?
So just a bunch of signing. Nat and Kyla has their hands up.
Yeah, and so what are they in English?
So, okay, let me sign. So two of us, it has two morphemes. It means two, the number two, and of us. So there's two
Yes.
people.
Yes.
So one person
Yay.
here, one person there. So that's what that's why it
Yes.
has two morphemes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So that's about all. I mean, I could also ask, does this sentence have a topic? Yes or no? No. Does this sentence have a location?
No.
No. Correct. Does this sentence have a complement?
No.
No. Location? Kyla, what's your location?
Um, no, I was saying complement.
Where's the complement?
I don't know. It's the same. It doesn't have it, right?
No. A complement is where you have something that modifies the object. Another noun that modifies the object, not a number. So for example, if I said, they elected Biden president. What is the object? Not they,
President.
because they is a subject.
Can you sign the sentence again? Renz is saying. What's the sentence again?
Okay. Oh, look at the English sentence because it may be a little different in sign. Okay, hold on. Okay. What is the subject of this sentence? They elected Biden president.
They.
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 What is the predicate?
Elected.
Elected. What is the object?
Biden.
Biden. They elected Biden. That's who they elected. Okay. And what is Biden? Biden is a president. So president is a complement.
Complement. Right.
They, subject, predicate, elected, predicate, Biden, object, president, complement.
Okay.
Okay, so complements don't occur very often. Only with some verbs like choose and elect and select. Okay, whenever you see two nouns together, and one is the object, then the second noun is going to be the complement. Okay, now, shop. Can you do a search of the word topic in lesson 6? Just the English word, T-O-P-I-C.
Ren's is going to the bathroom.
Okay. That'll be a nickel.
I'll get the money when he gets back.
Amazing. Okay, let me try here. Okay. All right. Sorry.
So here, sir, the word topic.
Yeah, just said tap. What did you find? How many answer? One example. So if you want to know which sentence has a topic, which sentence is it, Jasmine? Yami, sorry. Which sentence is it? Which sentence has a topic? Which example? Yeah, so his children is an example of topic. There are no other examples of topic in this lesson.
That's correct, sir.
Well, only, yes, Jasmine, go ahead. Jasmine, go ahead.
Okay, can you see me? All right. In lesson
No,
8,
we're not
we also
testing
have
lesson 8. We're only testing lesson 6.
Okay.
This is why I'm making it easy for you. And you're
Then it's
making
just
it
this
more
one.
difficult. Lesson 6, all examples will be taken from lesson 6. No examples will be taken from any other lesson. There's one
Okay.
example of topic. There are 2 examples of location. Right? And there's 1 example of complement. That's all the examples you need to study.
Okay.
Okay? Please don't study lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Please don't study lesson 7, 8, 9, and 10 because they're not going to be on the test.
Okay.
Okay?
That's clear, sir.
And there is 1 example of topic in lesson 6. There are 2 examples of location in lesson 6, a question and a statement. Who do you love most in your family? Well, actually, the last sentence doesn't have family. I love my mother the most. It doesn't have family. So only 1 example of location and only 1 example of complement. I think. I think there's only one example. But you can look through to make sure. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thumbs up.
Okay. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back. Marvin, do you see, is this helping you with the example sentences, or do you want to see more specific examples?
Sorry, say it
Okay.
again.
Are the examples that we're doing, the questions that I'm asking you, are they helping you relate these examples to sentences?
Yes, sir. I understand. So one moment.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just okay. Yes, I understand. So I'll make sure I focus on lesson 6, but
Yeah.
also I'm gonna take Shaq up on his offer, and he's going to help me
Good.
further understand it better.
Okay. So let me go through these questions again real quick.
One more, Shaq
You
is
put that up. Okay. So
Shaq
the
is saying
first two
something.
questions, I think you understand that, right? Oh, no. Sorry, this is the first quiz. This is not the midterm. Okay, Shock, why don't you close this? And when we come back from the break, I'll put up the questions for the review for the midterm. Okay, go ahead.
So Shaq is just explaining that all these questions coincide with the lesson. We just have to apply them to the analysis. And it doesn't really matter what number we put beside the question. We just have to understand what they're saying. That's it.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, good. Well, let's take a break and shake everything out. Let the interpreters shake out their hands. Okay.
Right, sir. Thank you.
And we'll come back, let's say, I have 1:55. Let's come back at, let's come back 2:15. Is that right? 2:15?
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right. See you at 2:15 then.
Sorry. Amber, are you there? They just want a quick feedback session.
Nasagot kasi. Dr. Woody. Yes. Kanina din, ang... Sorry. Oo.
Yeah. So it's better for them to as a reference point so that the interpreter can just tama. We'll mention with Dr. Woody.
Tama din naman. Pero I think, kanina I think sinasabi ni Marvin yung kanina na yung example, tama ba? Yung example na sentences, for example, number 1, have sample sentences para ma-compare yung picture tapos yung mga questions. Tinatanong mo ba kanina yun, Marvin? Parang yung kanina sinasabi niya na yung example kasi nag-guess lang sila the what example.
Yeah, and but Dr. Woody responded. It said it doesn't matter if you add the sentence any from lesson 6 and then apply to the question, right? So, yeah.
Kinestyon naman. Yung tama naman yung tinanong mo kasi Sir kanina. Tama yung sinabi Sir Bai. Bata answer na. Ako. Remember sabi niya, ako. Bala, choose your word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand, but Woody's answer is same.
Ngayon. Yami, ang tanong only ni Dr. Woody, hindi siya nagsabi ng gano'n. Ang sabi niya, second sign. So, bahala, what ba yung second sign? Second sign, hindi siya nagsasabi na child. Ang sabi niya, second sign. So, ako, second sign lang sinabi ko. So, bahala ka na if have. Ikaw bahala mag-choose. Sabi niya, second sign. Hindi siya nagsabi na yung sign na have. Hindi, ang sabi ni Dr. Woody, second sign. Hindi siya sabi, ang sabi niya, second sign. So sabi ko, second sign. Second sign, hindi siya nagsasabi, first sign, second sign, third sign. Kasi if sasabihin niya, meaning, binigay yan ng answer sa inyo. Kaya hindi siya nagsasabi na have, hindi siya nagsabi na first, ang sabi niya, first sign, second sign, third sign. Yun. Nakita ko si Yami kanina. Nakita ko si Yami, number sign. Hindi, ang sabi niya, first sign, second sign, third sign. Never siya magsasign na, hindi, sabihin niya lang, first sign, second sign, third sign. Parang, bala, analyze. Kaya tatawa ko kay Yami na ako confused ka dito. No. Sorry.
Okay, we'll yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Miss that December. What did she say? No, nakamute.
Sinasabi niya kanina, di ba si Woody, sinasabi ni Dr. Woody, most of the time, sabi niya lang, like A, complement, B, ganun lang siya. So, di ba nag-agree na tayo before na ito, A, B, C, na-remember mo kasi nako-confused si ano sa complement at saka sa letter C. Na-remember niyo before na nag-agree tayo na instead of A, B, C, D, gawin natin, for example, subject, predicate, object, none of the above. Kasi si Marvin nagko-complain na ang complement tsaka A, B, C, mako-confuse siya. So sabi niya, okay, agree natin. One, A, B, C, D. So, predicate, so A na to. Na-remember niyo before. So, naiintindihan. Yes. May.
Or opposite, or opposite. Ember just goes like this, and you just read. So, Ember sign meaning
Choose. Pwede. Pwede. Pwede.
yeah. Yeah. Can sige, we'll just talk. We'll tell Woody when he comes back para maka-break din tayo. Okay.
Okay, is everybody back? Okay. Nathaniel, Nat is not there. Let me see. Tyler, Peebs, and Yami. Nat's back. There's Kyla. Okay. It's just Yami now. Okay, Shak, can you put up lesson 6 again? And then let's go to the sentence that Jasmine wanted to discuss, the one with the complement.
Sure, sir, this is Shaq speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So we've feedback with Bay and Ember, and well, I'll just let them tell you then.
Okay,
Because the reason why they want the numbers is because they're always looking at the interpreter, right? And they want to reference the question being asked, and sometimes for us as hearing people, we can see all the information. We're there, we're hearing all the sounds, but for them, they're just looking at the interpreter. So they need to have that extra reference point if we're talking about question 1, question 2, question 3, and that's why Marvin wanted to have all those questions
okay,
or the number of the questions there. So that's one. And then for the response, we've set up, if we're going to do it like this screen where everybody's seeing, we will interpret the multiple choice responses. So A is object, subject, blah, blah, blah. But if the, the screen is
Screen
up,
share.
screen is shared, then we'll just sign this, and then the deaf people, we just have to give them a few minutes or a few seconds just to refer to the question and
okay,
then give a response.
okay.
Because that's where a little bit of a confusion is happening.
Yeah, no problem. I can put in the numbers as we start. But Chuck, why don't you pull up lesson 6 and we'll look at the sentence Jasmine wanted to look at, which was, he calls me father.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right, now I'm going to ask you some questions. Do you want to look at your sheet of questions, or do you want me to say the questions or show the questions? Can't show both the sentence and the questions at the same time. So now that you've seen the sentence, do you want to see the questions? Or do you want to look at the sentence while I'm asking the questions?
Shaq has his hand up.
Chuck?
I think it's fine if we all just remember the 3 signs, like the sentence, and then we can either see the full view of everybody or talk about the sentence. I'm sure everybody's in agreement. Yami, Jasmine, okay, yes. So everybody take a look at this sentence, and then we'll bring this down and then either put up your questions, Dr. Woody, or the full screen so we can talk about it.
Okay, I put up my questions when you put this down.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna not put up numbers for the first two questions, because they are not related to any sentence.
Okay.
Okay, so number one. Okay, there are three signs in the sentence. So I'm going to pick all three, but we'll start with sign one. Okay,
Okay. You remember sign one?
all right. So sign number one in the sentence functions as A, a subject, B, or part of a subject, B, a predicate or part of a predicate, C, an object or part of an object, D, none of the above.
And I see everyone saying A.
Okay. Okay. Sign two in the sentence functions as a subject or part of a subject, a predicate or part of a predicate, an object or part of an object, D, none of the above.
Most people are saying B. Ren says D. Jasmine saying C or B.
Yes, it's actually two, B or C. Yes. Now, I will ask the question, but I will ask the question for this sentence in a different way. Okay, because it's a little bit confusing. So the way I would ask about number two is, where is the predicate in this sentence? A, sign one. B, sign two. C, sign three. D, neither one, two, or three. So where is the predicate? Sign one, sign two, or sign three? Sign two, okay.
People are saying second sign, second sign.
All right, where is the object of the sentence? Sign one, sign two, or sign three?
Sign two.
Yeah, this is the way I would ask that question for sign two. Okay. For sign three in the sentence functions as a subject or part of a subject, a predicate or part of a predicate, an object or part of an object, D, none of the above.
Most people, Jasmine says D. Shaq says D. I also see C from Meng.
D, yes, D is correct because it's not a subject or predicate or an object.
Meng saying father is an object. Is it not?
No, it's a complement.
Okay.
If I
right.
ask the question, I call who? Do I call father or I call him?
Father.
No, I'm calling him. And what do I call him? I call him father. Okay, does someone else want to explain that?
Okay, this is Carla. So I call him father. So him is the object. Him and father are separate functions.
Yes. Him is the object and father is the complement. Let's go back to the sentence we talked about. They elected Biden president. Biden is the object and president is the complement.
Complement.
Okay? I call him father. Him is the object and father is the complement.
Yes, that's clear, Kyla's saying.
Okay? All right. So let's go to question number 2, and we'll take each sign independently. Sign 1, so again, I call him father. So the first sign, I, is a topic marker, an aspect marker, a complement marker, a question word, or none of the above.
For sign 1, sir, sign 1.
Well, actually, I'm probably not going to ask the question this way. Okay, so we asked the question before. Is it a subject, a predicate, an object, or none of the above? So father is none of the above, right? It's not the subject, it's not the predicate, it's not the object.
Right.
So if I ask you a question with none of the above, so sign 3 was none of the above, right? So what is sign 3? Is it a topic marker, an aspect marker, a complement marker, or a question word? Your father. So is it a topic marker, an aspect marker, a complement marker, or a question word? C, complement marker, yes.
Complement marker, yes.
Okay. All right. Sign 3. Sign 3, father, functions as a topic or part of a topic, a complement or part of a complement, a subject or part of a subject, none of the above.
I see bees.
B is correct. Okay?
As in boy.
Yeah. Okay, number 4. I'm not going to ask that question in relation to the sentence. It's almost the same. Okay, almost the same, but I'm not going to ask this question related to this particular sentence.
Okay.
All right, 5. The first 2 signs in the sentence. Recall. Right, first 2 signs in the sentence. There are 3 signs. Me, call him father, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so take the first 2 signs. Me, call. Are those a noun phrase, a verb phrase, an adjective phrase, or none of the above?
I see be from Shaq. It's a verb. Phrase from Kyla. So be, as in boy.
I call is a verb phrase.
Wait, Shaq is saying, I think it's D now. D.
D, none of the above. It's not a phrase. It's just 2 signs. Okay.
Okay,
Now, if I ask the same question about his children, is that a noun phrase, a verb phrase, an adjective phrase, or none of the above?
I see. Sorry, Amber, can you repeat that one?
Sorry. His children. Is that a noun phrase? Yeah, noun phrase. It's A.
I see A's. A's.
Okay, because his and children go together as one unit. Yes. Okay. The last 2 signs in the sentence, call him father. Call him father. Those 2 signs are A, a noun phrase, B, a verb phrase, C, an adjective phrase, D, none of the above.
I see Shaq with B, Meng with D, and Kyla with D.
Call him father goes together as a phrase.
So B from Shaq, none. D from most people.
D, yes. Call him father doesn't go together as a phrase.
Okay, I understand now.
Again, his children is a phrase. It goes together. Marry, finish is a phrase. It goes together. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. All right. So,
This is Shaq.
yes. Trump.
I understand why, because of Peeb's explanation. Before I said not because they were separate, but I thought that call father was actually together because they were connected. But now I remember why it was uh, D, because they're actually not a phrase.
Okay. All right.
Nat has his hand up.
Yes.
There's one question, like there's a noun phrase, also verb phrase, adjective. Would you mind giving me oh, sorry. Verb phrase, I know. Mary finish, right? That's a
It's
verb
not,
phrase.
yeah, okay. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
adjective, would you give an example for adjective phrase? Like, well, what I was thinking was the color black. So black, white. So would that be an
Well,
adjective one if we call
okay,
them?
can you give me a sentence?
So yeah. Uh, so this is black or white. This is black or white. So would that be an adjective phrase?
It would be more like very tall men. Well, actually in sign, it's not going to come up very easily, but very smart. But they're less common. They're less common in signing because most of the time you use facial expression. Right? Very tall or very intelligent. But sometimes you can use very. Okay, the key to this is what is the most important word in the phrase? So if the most important word is like children, his children, then it's a noun phrase. And if the most important word is like Mary finish, Mary, then it's a verb phrase. And if the most important word is an adjective like tall or smart or short, then it would be an adjective phrase. But in adjective phrases, you're not going to have many. And I don't think you have any adjective phrases in lesson 6. Okay.
So we do have
Yeah.
fat and
Yeah.
thin,
Yes.
but not the phrase. Yeah, we have the vocab, but not in an
And
example.
not a phrase. Yeah. Okay. Now, be careful on this question. Be very careful. Okay. This sign has 2 morphemes. Okay. Call him. Okay. This sign is a noun phrase, a verb phrase, an adjective phrase, or none of the above.
B. Jasmine is saying B. Caves is saying D. Answer by Nat
Can we
is
do it
saying, can
again?
you do it again?
Who said B again?
Ray, Jasmine.
Okay. Why did you choose B?
This is Jasmine. To
Uh-huh.
call him, right? So it's an action. It's a verb. So it's a verb phrase.
Okay.
To call him.
And now, Rents, why did you say D?
Was I wrong? Well, anyway.
Well, no, I'll tell you after you tell me a why.
Okay. I said D because him is an object, and to call is a verb. And if you have a verb and an object together, that means it's not a phrase.
Okay, that's true. But the most important reason why the answer is D is how many signs? This is how many signs?
One.
One. So a phrase has to have two signs. Remember, phrase. There is
Right.
not two signs, so it cannot be. None of those. It's not a phrase. Okay? That's why I said be very careful with this particular sign, because the answer is very simple, but it's tricky. I mean, you have a verb and an object. Yes, it's true, but it's all part of the same sign. Two morphemes in the same sign. So this sign is like one morpheme, and then another morpheme is put inside of it. To be a phrase, you have to have two morphemes, but they have to be side by side. Okay?
So the answer is none of the above.
None of the above, right. Ren's got it right, but not for the correct reason. No, you said D. D is correct. But the reason why you chose D, not the correct reason. Okay, but you would have gotten it right. Okay. All right, let's go to the next question. Okay, 8. In the sentence, how many morphemes are there in the whole sentence? There are three signs. How many morphemes?
I see C, I see B, I see B's and C's. Mostly
Okay,
C.
who said C? Okay, so what are the morphemes? So I, that's one.
I is one. Call is two. So hold on. This is Kyla speaking. I think C because I is one. Call is two. Him is three, and then
Yeah.
father
Yes.
is four. So four.
Because you said call him is two morphemes. Right. So call him is 2 morphemes, I is 1 morpheme, and father is the 4th morpheme. Correct. Rents may have been going to answer that way, but when Rents first said call, I wasn't sure if he was including the object in the verb or not. Call him. So the morphemes are I call him father.
Yeah. So there's 4. The answer
Okay.
is C.
All right. Okay. Okay. So the sign father functions as a topic, a subject, a complement, or none of the above.
C, complement.
C, correct, complement. The sign father is A, a noun, B, a number, C, an adjective, D, none of the above. A, yes. It's a noun. Okay, let's go to sign number 2. Call him. This sign contains a noun phrase, a verb object phrase, or none of the above. Okay, again, call me contains call him contains a noun phrase, a verb object phrase, or none of the above.
I see C's and mostly D. D.
D. D. Call me is how many signs?
1.
Therefore, it cannot be a phrase.
Marvin has his hand up.
Yes, Marvin.
So which was the sign? Was it this? Which sign of call were we using? I'm confused. Call.
Just, okay. Shock, can you pull up your screen? Lesson 6.
Sorry, Jasmine's going to explain. So the sign call is how many signs? But which one? Is it call this way or this way? It's the one in the example, call him. So it's 2. No. Signs. So how many signs? Sorry, frozen.
Shock, let me ask Shock to put up the lesson 6 example.
The one with call me. Okay, one moment.
Okay. This sign, Marvin.
Okay. Call.
How many signs in sign number 2? How many signs?
One. Signs one.
Right. Therefore, it cannot be a phrase. A phrase has to be 2 signs together. I think someone was showing the example like his children or eat, finish. Those are 2 signs. Well, let's go back to the question. I'll pull up the question again. Chuck, can you pull down the... Oops, sorry, wrong one. Okay, hold on a second. This sign contains a noun phrase, a verb object phrase, or none of the above. To be this sign, to be a phrase, it has to be 2 signs. Jasmine, do you want to explain?
So for the sign call, the answer is D because it's just 1 sign.
It doesn't matter, Marvin. Your peeps?
Okay, I just want to explain why there's a confusion with Marvin. It doesn't really matter the directional, sign of call. It just matters where it is in the analysis. So we're just saying sign 2. So we're not actually signing to call you, call me. We're just referencing the sign call in the example. So I just wanted to clarify that with Marvin. So call him, call you. It doesn't really matter, but we just have to understand the analysis so the concept is the same. Right?
Oh.
Whatever sign you use. Okay.
Yes, so a phrase has to have 2 separate signs side by side. But this sign, however you want to sign it, call me, call you, is like the sign for call, and the morpheme for the object is inside of the sign for call. It's not 2 separate signs. However, in the sign marry, finish, there are in fact 2 separate signs, and they are side by side. Marry, finish. Okay, to be a phrase, this is why I said be careful with the term phrase. A phrase has to be 2 separate signs. So for example, if I sign, well, let me take it this way. I don't know, do all your screens are mirror image of what you're doing? Or are they the same as what you're doing? Okay, I haven't figured out how to do the mirror image yet. Okay.
Mirror.
All right, let's see. All right. Okay, I'll do it this way. Okay. Is that a phrase? Can that be a phrase? You have to answer the question first. How many signs?
No, no, Peeps is saying
Right. Cannot be a phrase,
it's one
but it
sign.
has more than one morpheme. You can analyze, you give me a glass on a tray. Okay, so many different meanings, but it's still not a phrase. The way Amber signed it, you would have phrases, word, 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 word. Okay, but the way I signed it was only one sign. So does this sign, oops, does this sign look like this?
No.
No, it looks like this. Therefore, it's not a phrase. Okay, maybe someone else wants to explain? Peebs or Jasmine again?
Why me? Okay.
Because I like
So
your ponytail.
I'm mini Woody because of my forehead. We both have the same forehead. Okay. Am I framing good? All right. Stop laughing, Nat. Okay, so in this sign, see that sign? It's one sign, but there are many morphemes within that sign. So they have different meanings, morphemes meanings. So what did he say it was? It was, so anyway, call him is not a phrase because it's just one sign. So we have to figure out how many signs first. And then I don't remember the morphemes. It was just too many. Okay, so cup, you give me glass of water on the tray. So that could be the morphemes. I get, yeah, that's it.
Right.
Meng, why are
Okay,
you reacting
Marvin.
like that?
Yeah. So Marvin, does that explanation help a little bit?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? Yes. Mary, Ming? Ming?
So now I understand why Marvin was confused because call is just one sign, and I think what he's thinking is call him being two separate morphemes. So that's where the confusion was. Uh, so even if you sign this, like without even the supporting hand, call, call, right? It has two morphemes within that, but call, just the sign call is one if it's not put into context. So Marvin's saying, yeah, Peebs explained it well. I understand it now.
Okay.
So even the sign to visit, Meng is saying visit, right? So visit.
Yes.
How many signs is that? One, right? How many morphemes? One. Okay. So now we put it in a sentence, or this sign, to go, visit. How many morphemes in that? So call, it's just one sign. And then call you is a morpheme. So visit now changes if you have a direction, so it has a morpheme in it. Marvin? Yeah, I understood the explanation. That's why I was asking if there was a difference between how you sign call, if it made a difference. But now I've learned it doesn't matter, as long as we know it's one sign, but it can have various morphemes depending. So I was just confused at that point. And when Peebs explained it, it was clear. I'll try to remember it
Yeah.
moving forward.
And Marvin, next Tuesday,
Next Tuesday.
yeah, so you have it in the back of your mind. So next Tuesday, you put it in the front of your mind, and then you put it down on paper. Okay, but don't leave it in the back of your mind for next Tuesday. Just teasing you. Okay, let's, it's now about 3:05 your time. Let's come back at 3:20 your time.
3:20.
Yeah, 3:20. And then we will finish reviewing the test.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
relax a little bit.
All right, sir.
Okay.